All right, so I wasn't planning on making another Etheria restart video before Holden and Hoyen dropped. However, of course, in these types of games, reset times and when the banners drop do change. So it let us find out the SRs that we will be getting alongside the banners as the featured units. So for Freya, we got a very good batch, being Sonya, Kraken, and Dyna. All three being very good. I mean, Kraken, especially in PvP, Sonya is going to work very well. And it was pretty good. Now, for Hoyen and Holden, they both have different sets of SRs, which might be a bit different than people are used to. For example, in Wuthering Waves, like Genshin, all those types of games. Basically, like if there's two banners at once, usually it's a rerun to be fair, it's going to have the same SRs. However, the features are different, and let's show them right now. So thank you to Sarah for actually tweeting this, and I was able to kind of see this tweet, and we could check out the SRs now. So let me move my camera real quick. Now for Hoyen, we've got Gray, Rin the Unbowed, and Chiaki. Then for Holden, we've got Chiaki the Echo, Viper, and Kazuyo, the normal Kazuyo, not the Reverie. Dude, if that was the Reverie, that would be insane. One thing that this does show is basically added value for Holden. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay, now many people are like, oh, how would I get pulls? I mean, there's a lot of ways, and by the way, these banners are out for 2 weeks, but you're gonna get what I think it's half a pull through dailies. Okay, I mean, achievements, do I need to even like mention it, right? You're gonna get so many pulls through this. Then afterwards there's gonna be hyperlink, which there's no way people are done. So what, that's gonna be at least a pull per chapter that you do. I mean, it's pretty, this is almost 2 pulls. It is more than 2 pulls, right? So in terms of pulls, you should be fine, including weekly arena, all that good stuff. In pulls, you should be fine. But maybe not going for both. Like long term, I think that's still saving, and not summoning for everything is probably going to be good. Now, Hoyen, I think, is, in my opinion, going to be an undisputed tier 0 in PvP. In terms of damage, like she is going to be single target, but if she gets killed and then she survives with the Soul Ward and she does her counterattack with the ult, she's probably just killing, right? With the 40% attack buff at 1% HP, that's going to be 100% damage increase on a 450% ult with a 40% attack increase. It's going to kill, right? So like Hoyen's going to be really good. The thing is, when we look at these SRs, right? I mean, Chiaki the Echo is just very consistent across the board. I mean, I'm using her in Union Boss right now. And the main reason is, especially with someone like Valerian, the attack buff is really good, so Valerian could put her other buffs, right? And the Ave Maria, well, it's going to be insane. Can't be turn meter lowered, right? And then also giving 5% turn meter at the end of every turn, right? If it's level 3. That's going to be crazy. It is crazy, sorry. And then it's like, oh, not only is it Chiaki, but it's also Viper, right? Now, Chiaki, I mean, you could use anywhere. I mean, overall, the Chiaki the Echo, like, look at that, right? Look at that. Overall, I would say the main uses I would get out of her is probably Union Boss and PvP. But for sure, I mean, she's going to work in other things if you really need her to. And then let's not even fucking talk about Viper. I mean, Viper's really good. I feel like people are kind of sleeping on Viper right now. But like once more people are able to do Aurora, which I mean, to be fair, tomorrow, to be very fair, I mean, you're summoning on a banner where there's just Viper, but better. I'm not even kidding, right? Viper does put the speed minus, but if we look at it, right, their ults between Holden and Viper are so similar, right? Attack minus, dispel, and res minus. This is attack minus, dispel, and speed minus, right? So yes, and they all both have counterattacks too. So it's like they are very similar. This is basically just a boosted version of Viper. However, Viper is still going to be pretty good in some things and maybe something to build, right? But I would say probably at this point, it's kind of like overlapping, but it's still good. Like if you're going to summon on one and you can't pity for whatever fucking reason, then it's probably going to be Viper that you're going to, well, it's probably going to be Holden, sorry, because not only is it Chiaki the Echo, but there's also Viper. Now, Kazuyo is just, not really that good. But then you go here and it's like Gray, while he is good, he was free, right? Then Rin is just not really that good. Her DPS is okay, but just doesn't work too well, okay? I mean, 300%, and then sure, you get a bigger damage increase, but things need to work out very well, and in general, like having a speed boost, right? It's going to be decent, but not crazy, right? And then for Aurora, I mean, Rosa is just better. And then Chiaki also just doesn't, she's more kind of centralized. I mean, she really doesn't have many uses. But then once again, if she's good for Terror, then why not just go for Holden, right? Why not just go for Holden's banner where he's actually going to be useful? So in my opinion, right, even if Viper is kind of not necessary right now, I think he's still going to be good. And if you want to build for PvP long term, well, obviously, while you could use Holden, what if he gets banned? What if the other team picks him, right? So that's what we have to consider in all of this. Like long term, I think having more Viper dupes would be good. If we do look at the dupes, I mean, Viper's dupes are probably gonna have effect. No, it's effect and create. So definitely not bad. I mean, if you get to that dupe 2 at least, that's gonna be good. And then for Chiaki the Echo, I mean, if you're able to max dupe her, that's like fucking goated, dude. Like, I think simply for Chiaki the Echo, it gives Holden's banner way more value than this. Gray, I think most people reset. Either reset or still have them. Nah, I feel like most people still have them, but many people upgraded for Kloss, right? Because Kloss is just a better version than Gray, right? So you have to consider that while you might get value out of dupes for Gray, the dupes out of Chiaki are just going to be more long term. These extra stats and then also this extra damage reduction, if you could get to that dupe 5 for Chiaki, you're in business, right? That's what you have to consider. You're really in business if you could get to that dupe 5. So having 2 good SRs to like 1 technically, and obviously this one being free where it would be very weird if you didn't have Chiaki the Echo, but if you didn't, then like now is the time to be able to get her. But I think dupe wise, Chiaki's going to profit the most, just that extra damage reduction. All I know is that it's definitely coming in handy for me, okay? And Union Boss, having this extra damage reduction is pretty clutch. And yeah, I mean, just in general, not only are the SRs better, but I'd say the SSR is better. Holden's going to work in PvP, same like Hoyen, but the effectiveness of Hoyen's going to have to be seen, right? If you're unsure if you should summon for Hoyen, I like even at this point, even though I think most people agree Holden is better, or more valuable, not necessarily better, because I mean, in PvP, they have kind of different roles. While Holden is a DPS, he does other things where she's a straight DPS while doing a bit of support with the res. I would say Holden overall is just going to be more valuable because of what he does. This turn meter pushback just gives him so much value in Aurora, in Terror, in Union Boss, right? It's going to be very strong. With this defense minus, I mean, I'm very excited to see how he plays tomorrow, and we will be doing a video on him ASAP. So I'm very hyped, very pumped for Holden. I think he's looking incredible. And then they just had to go ahead and put Chiaki the Echo, arguably, well, no, I would say like she's probably top 3 SRs just in general. I mean, like what it would be her, Dating, Marvel. I guess like that in my opinion, maybe like Valerian too. But Chiaki's just so consistent in everything that it's probably just more valuable to go for Holden in general first and then save on Hoyen. That's my personal opinion. I really like Holden. I mean, his ult is crazy with this attack minus, res minus, and AoE dispel, right? With it's basically 100% chance if you crit. So yeah, I'm ready. Like this man is looking great. I'm ready, and I think it's pretty cool that they actually made his banner more worthwhile for free-to-plays and low spenders who might not have Chiaki the Echo maxed. I think it's actually huge. Like that, you don't understand, but that 10% damage reduction is definitely, you're going to feel it enough to where it does add value. Like dupes, especially for SRs, are definitely worth chasing. Under this scenario where Holden was already a must summon, it does add a lot. So I'm done. We're probably going to see Holden in like tier 0.5 or tier 0 for Union Boss. Tier, I mean, where would he classify? I'm not even sure, but probably more so DPS. I would say tier 0. Maybe not as much damage, but like more of the debuffs, right? Probably tier 0 threshold, tier... No, not in Doki, sorry. And then tier 0 Aurora, or minimum tier 0.5, right? Like he's just going to be great. Bro, I'm just saying, especially if you have high defense, this skill 1 is going to do damage. It's going to do a lot of fucking damage, okay? 330% defense minus, yes, sir. With that said, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Bye-bye.